What's up guys, it's Narrated again. Today we have a battle with Haku from Maryland forums. I decided to use as my lead ambipom as I like to do, and he decided to bring in Swampert. First turn he protects, so my fake out misses, and I'm forced to switch because my ambipom is banded. So next for which I bring in was Gyarados. He set up a first layer of Stealth Rocks, and then he decided to switch into his Vaporeon. So I do some dancing twice, and he Roar me, which is pretty bad for me because Roar brings in my Bliss. So I decided to use Toxic and he Protect, and that part I figured out that his strategy is mainly based on using Protect and see what I do next. So I use Wish with my Bliss, he switched into his Scizor, he's predicting some Toxic, and he used Pursuit because he know that I will switch into my Gyarados, but fortunately for me my wish came true, so my Gyarados health is full again. So I use some dancing and he bring in his Vaporeon again, so now I'm sure that he will use Roar, but my Stone Edge misses, which is pretty good. It's pretty bad for me, so Roar brings in my Ampharos, he uses Protect, and I use Sap, which is pretty good for me because now he's forced to use some attacking move to break my Sap, and that part I use Thunder Wave to get him paralyzed, and now he's forced to switch. So on the switch I will use Sap, and that's pretty good for me because now he's forced to use U-turn with his Flygon and bring in Vaporeon again, so I use Focus Blast, but my Focus Blast misses, which is pretty awesome. Now I'm sure that he will use Roar, predicting to me using some Sap, so I use Thunderbolt, which gives him a pretty good amount of damage. So now I'll use some Brick Break, predicting some switch into Scizor, but he stays in, and my Brick Break can't do much to this Vaporeon, so he uses Wish, and the next turn I'm predicting some Protect, so I switch into my Jolteon because I'm pretty sure that it's faster. So his wish came true and he's got more than half of his HP, so now he's forced to switch and into his Swampert, predicting some Thunderbolt, but instead of that I overpredict him using Shadow Ball, which can do much to the Swampert, but that's it. So now the first turn I stay in, and the second I switch into my Gyarados, predicting some Earthquake, and I predict well. So yeah, the next turn he decided to switch into his Flygon, so I use Stone Edge, and that's pretty awesome prediction part of his because I should use here Waterfall, but I was afraid of Vaporeon, so yeah. Next turn I switch into my Slowbro, and he's trapped with Outrage, so now I'll Slack off to get some HP recovery, and the next turn when he got confused I will use something, but he decided to switch, and I do some Calm Mind, predicting this switch, and he bring in his Vaporeon. So the next turn I'm predicting some Roar, so I Psychic just to do as much damage as I can, and the Roar brings in my ambipom again, and now I'm sure that he will stay in, so I use Return just for the win, and yeah, I get rid of this Vaporeon, so that's pretty good for me. Now he brings in his Flygon, and his U-turn because that's the thing that the Flygon do. So the next poke which he bring in was Swampert, and at this part I'm not sure if it's 2 KO of this return, so he used Protect and get some HP recovery, and I use Return, and I got Crit, which is fucking unbelievable for me because I take down Swampert, it's pretty good for me. And his next poke which he bring in was Tyranitar. It's especially defensive based Tyranitar, so that's pretty bad for me because he's sub, and now I'm forced to break this sub because if I didn't it will be pretty bad for me. He used Flamethrower, which 1 KO with me, which is obvious, and yeah, the next poke which I bring in was Gyarados. I get some attack cut from Intimidate, and he decided to switch into his Scizor. I use Waterfall, which do a surprisingly big amount of damage to the Scizor, but this is banded Scizor, so Blood Punch will take me down. So yeah, that's pretty bad for me, and yeah, next poke which I bring in was Slowbro, and he decided to switch into his Tyranitar. I use Surf because that's the obvious switch, and didn't KO it, but I'm pretty sure that it's 2 KO for me, so he used Thunderbolt because he is somehow faster than my Slowbro, but my Slowbro barely survives this, which fucking surprising me, and yeah, the Surf will 1 KO it. So anyway, the next poke which he decided to bring in was Flygon, and he will 1 KO it me with U-turn, and that's pretty boring part of this match. That's the win for him because he will just keep using U-turn with these 2 pokes, Scizor and Flygon, because this is Choice Scarf Flygon, so it's faster than my Jolteon, so yeah, that's the game for him. He win, and yeah, I lose. That's pretty bad for me. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty good game for me, and on this part I use protect and he used outrage, so he's trapped with this outrage, and my second protect didn't miss, so that's pretty bad for him. He got confused, and if he hit himself, it may be 1 KO for me because I use a flamethrower, but you know, it didn't miss. He used outrage for the win. So anyway, good game, Haku. Comment, rate, subscribe guys, hope you like my vids. See you later.